The 2025 Belgian Grand Prix qualifying was a battlefield of fine margins, shattered dreams, and unexpected heroes. Spa-Francorchamps, soaked in history and unpredictable weather, delivered a session that left the paddock reeling. Lando Norris snatched pole, but the real story? A chaotic mix of brilliance, mistakes, and controversy that could flip the championship. Today, we unravel the drama, the data, and the stakes of a qualifying that had everyone on edge. Buckle up. This is Formula One at its rawest. It's July 26, 2025, and Spa's iconic 7-kilometer circuit is alive with tension. The championship is razor-tight. Max Verstappen leads Lando Norris by just 12 points, with McLaren's upgrades making him a real threat. Qualifying day dawns with a 60% chance of rain, per motorsport.com, setting the stage for chaos. Drivers face a track where a tenth of a second can mean P1 or P10. Then, a shock. Lewis Hamilton's lap is deleted for track limits, dumping him to P11. Whispers of team upgrades and set-up gambles flood the paddock. According to Autosport, McLaren's new floor gave him an edge, but Red Bull's low-downforce setup raised eyebrows. What happened next shocked the entire paddock. Welcome to the Spa powder keg, and that's where the drama begins. The qualifying session was a high-stakes chess game. Spa's long straights and sweeping corners demand a delicate balance. Too much downforce, and you're slow on the Kemmel straight. Too little, and you're sliding through Eau Rouge. Lando Norris nailed it, taking pole by 0.003 seconds, thanks to a slipstream that he admitted to Sky Sport was worth 3.5 tenths. His teammate, Oscar Piastri, wasn't so lucky. Turn 14. Big mistake. Piastri told F1.com, costing him a shot at pole and landing him P2. The McLaren MCL40's new floor, per 2025 Autosport report, boosted cornering speed by 0.2 seconds in Sector 2, but Piastri couldn't capitalize. Meanwhile, Aston Martin Fernando Alonso stunned with P3, saying, "The upgrades are finally working," per Sky Sports. His car, tweaked for Spa's demands, found grip where others faltered. But the real chaos unfolded in Q1. Hamilton, a 7-time champion, saw his lap deleted for exceeding track limits at Turn 9, a call he called incredibly painful in a post-quali interview. Red Bull's Sergio Perez struggled, barely scraping into Q3 with a setup he admitted felt awful on his first Q3 run. The telemetry didn't lie. McLaren's sector time showed a 0.4-second edge in high-speed corners, but their tire prep was a gamble with rain looming. Remember that deleted lap we mentioned? Here's what it meant. A grid penalty wasn't the only threat. Hamilton's starting position could ruin his championship hopes. But while everyone focused on the timesheets, someone else was preparing to fight back in a way no one expected. The paddock erupted. McLaren's Zach Brown, quoted by motorsport.com, praised Norris's clinical lap but hinted at frustration over Piastri's error. "We had the pace for a front-row lockout." Red Bull's Christian Horner, defending Perez's P6, told Sky Sports, "We're set up for the race, not quali." But the real fire came from Hamilton's camp. Toto Wolff, Mercedes boss, called the track limits call inconsistent, pointing to F1.com data showing 12 other drivers escaped similar penalties. Hamilton, visibly deflated, said, "It's turning out to be a pretty bad weekend." Meanwhile, Alpine's Pierre Gasly, who snuck into Q3, credited a last-minute floor upgrade. "The mechanics worked miracles," he told F1.com. Fans on X lit up with #TrackLimitsGate, some defending Hamilton, others arguing the rules were clear. The political ramifications were huge. Mercedes hinted at appealing to FIA's decision, per 2025 Sky Sports report, while McLaren and Red Bull traded Bob over setup strategies. And that fight? It wasn't just emotional, it was political. The war over fairness had begun off the track. But what was set off MIC? The world heard only part of the story. The fallout was seismic. X exploded with #SpaQuali trending. Fans split between outrage over Hamilton's penalty and awe at Norris's pole. Sky Sports reported 1.2 million posts on X within hours, with hashtag like #JusticeForLewis and #McLaren Masterclass. Pundit Martin Brundle called it a defining moment for the championship, noting McLaren's upgrade could shift the title fight. Rival teams weren't quiet either. Ferrari's Fred Vasseur, whose drivers Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc landed P7 and P8, told Autosport, We went slower in Q2 than Q1, and we don't know why. The media dubbed it F1's tightest quali of 2025, with Q3 gaps between P5 and P10 under 0.15 seconds, per F1.com. Off MIC, insiders revealed the real tension. Mercedes suspected the FIA sensors at Turn 9 were overly sensitive, a claim backed by a motorsport.com analysis showing inconsistent enforcement. Drop a comment. Was the FIA too harsh on Hamilton? This wasn't just a team issue. It was a sport-wide scandal. But even with the backlash, one thing remained unclear. Was this ever going to be fixed? The championship implications are massive. Norris's pole puts him in prime position to cut Verstappen's lead, especially with rain forecast for race day. A 2025 F1.com report predicts a 70% chance of a wet race, which could favor McLaren's high downforce setup, as Alonso noted. We added downforce for tomorrow. Hamilton, starting P11, faces a brutal climb, especially after Mercedes struggles in wet conditions at Silverstone per Sky Sports. Red Bull, despite Perez's P6, could benefit from a low downforce gamble if the race stays dry, gaining 3 to 4 km per hour on straights, per Autosport data. The FIA's refusal to reverse Hamilton's penalty sparked calls for real-time track limits tech, with Motorsport.com reporting a 2026 trial planned. Looking ahead, Spa's result could reshape the title fight. Norris told F1.com, "I'm here to win, whatever the conditions." Verstappen, starting P4, was blunt. "We'll fight back," per Sky Sports. Comment below, what would you do as FIA president? And finally, we got an answer. But it wasn't the one fans hoped for. The FIA stood firm, leaving Mercedes fuming. But there's one loose end nobody's talking about. Rumors of a new FIA sensor glitch could resurface at Monza. Hit subscribe if you want more Inside F1 drama every week.